Good morning. Welcome to the Journey of Mela Lifestyle. My name is Camila Tibbetts. It's Wednesday, hump day, and thank you for joining us. If you're new to our community or to our tribe, my name is Camila Tibbetts. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and these moments, madness, and everyday meditation started from me just sharing the behind the scenes of launching Mela Lifestyle, which is a website, MELA Lifestyle, and it's a website that I launched in November, and we have product categories that I've curated around beauty, wellness, home, and style. So originally this kind of started as me just sharing the madness of launching a website and what that looked like, and every morning bringing two meditations to our community. And once the website launched, and it's amazing, and thank you, I received messages from you that you still wanted to continue the meditations. And it is as much of a privilege and a joy for me as it is for you to receive. Thank you so much for all your messages, because it actually encourages me, because I get inspired to with two meditations that usually are aligned with where I'm at or where I've been, and I want to share that. And then all of you kind of DM me and let me know like how they have impacted you. I think the best ones are when I see a meditation sticky note on your computer desk, or you share with me how that has impacted your day, or how a meditation, you've received confirmation in your own life from a meditation that we went over either that morning or during a series. So we always start with moments, madness. Thank you, always beautiful. Thank you for the feedback. Sometimes I can't look at the comments because then I get distracted and I start talking and it's just like a lot. So I saw that comment, thank you, but I'm gonna get back on track. So we always start with moments and madness, right? So where am I at today? So if you haven't seen it, we had an In the Kitchen that premiered last Saturday that was around peppermint bark, right? So I gave 3 recipes around peppermint bark, but I talk about, and I've always said this to my kids, like poor planning on your part doesn't make an emergency on my part. And there was poor planning with me with that episode, and my team felt it. And so I had to tell them, like, I'm sending this to you at midnight, like, but do your best. Like, this was totally on my end. And you always want to have people that can fire on all cylinders around you, right? You don't want to be the smartest person in the room, whether it's your organization, you're managing your cohort, even in your family. You don't want to lead your family from a place of everything. Everyone in the family has a role and brings something to the table. So I decided that with this next In the Kitchen episode that we're going to preview this weekend, that I was going to be thorough and organized. And so today we have a snowstorm in New York today. We're supposed to get 17 inches of snow. So in my planning, I went to Whole Foods already. And so this weekend, look for our next In the Kitchen series, where I just wanted to do something that wasn't around holiday. I just wanted to do prepare a really great go-to meal, something hearty, something. A lot of you guys are on the West Coast, or we're here on the East Coast, and so it's just like a simple burrata and jumbo shrimp pasta, and I'll show you. It sounds, whenever I give you guys a recipe or share a recipe with you, it may sound really highbrow or high level, but I always want to just break it down. It's just so simple, right? Because all it really is with anything is like really good fresh ingredients, right? If it's good and fresh, it can be delicious. So I'm going to work on that today. We'll get that out. So look for it probably on Saturday, but look for it this weekend. So we'll do a jumbo shrimp and burrata salad, and then we'll do an arugula cherry tomato jumbo burrata pasta, and then we'll do an arugula cherry tomato salad with some Humboldt Falk cheese sprinkled, and I'll show you guys some little tricks that I do to make a salad a salad yummy. Because in my experience, when I have a dinner party, you put your salad plate out first, and the salad's usually always there on the charger when everyone comes to the table. And if you have a really beautiful salad, it's just so inviting. Or even if we did a larger salad in the center of the table that people can just graze. So again, we're talking about food. I'm getting hungry, and I digress. So that's what I'm working on. It's great. I'm looking forward to sitting at my desk and watching, the snowfall, all 17 inches. But that's our moments and our madness in terms of Mela Lifestyle in our community. But I'm just going to get right into our meditations, because I'm hungry after talking about that pasta. So maybe check my story. Maybe I'll do some little tidbits. I'm gonna grab some coffee because we're family. Like we can stop, start, relax, go back at it, like whatever. Okay, so I have 2 meditations today because it is the holiday and because I know this is a time of year that we're in, whether you're celebrating Hanukkah now or you're looking forward to Christmas next week. And our first meditation is the gift is presence. And so not the gift is present. The gift is presence. And what do I mean by that? I mean, the biggest gift that you can give others and give yourself is that sense of presence, right? Is to be completely engaged with another person, but not only to be engaged with another person in a place of intimacy, in a place of transparency, in a place of vulnerability, but to completely be present with yourself. And I think that's what we've learned in this season that we're in. Is that how can I show up for myself? How in the tough moments, in the valley moments, like how will I not abandon myself? And the biggest gift that I can give myself is presence, right? And the biggest gift that I can give myself is being completely known and knowing who I am and all my tender parts and all the healing and all my strengths and all my vulnerabilities, and being able to sit with that in a place of knowing. And so if we can come together knowing who we are, then when we go out and interact with another person, with our partner, with our coworkers, we're engaging from a place of presence, right? And that is the biggest gift, right? Because when we're checked out, when we're on social media, we're on social media now. But when we're looking for others to give us that gift, when we're looking to get that fulfillment and that presence from outside sources, like it can cause some challenges. Let's just say that. It can cause some challenges. So the biggest gift that we can give is presence. So that's our first meditation this morning, is the gift is presence. And I want to encourage you that whether you have a meditation practice or where you know how to get quiet, for me, through music or through walking or being in nature, pay attention to that sweet sound, right? Because we think we get uncomfortable, like even a negotiation, right? Like the most powerful thing is to learn how to sit in silence when you're negotiating with someone. But if we can get comfortable with that sweet sound of silence, right? That intimate moment of silence. You know how when you're meeting someone or like this is my person, you know it when you don't have to feel the silence, right? Like when you're driving in the car or the room doesn't have to be filled with chatter, that silence can be a sweet sound. So I want to encourage you today to embrace the silence, embrace the stillness, and just really embrace like a gift of presence for yourself, so you can show up and be completely whole for someone else. Because when we can sit in the stillness, then our body can be at ease. I'm starting a book club called The Body Remembers. And what is that about? It's about, when we've experienced trauma or when we've experienced anxiety, you can feel it. For me, I can feel it like in my shoulders. Like I was with a friend and they were saying something, I was getting uncomfortable and I was getting a little squeamy and I was like moving in my chair, and they were like what's going on? Like why? And they noticed it because they were present and they were aware of like how my body was moving in being uncomfortable. And so the body does remember. So when we are able to sit in stillness and when we're able to hear that sweet sound of silence, then things may come up in our body. And when things come up, just be aware of it, like, oh, my tummy hurts, like I feel it here, or like, oh, I feel pressure on my chest, and that pressure is not going to kill you. Like, I know that sounds harsh, but if you can learn how to sit in it and move past it, because a lot of times where we get stuck is we feel something and we have to fix it, right? Like we feel something and we have to, and again, this season has taught us that when we're in one place with ourselves, not able to distract ourselves with a lot of movement and scheduling, things are going to come up. And when things come up, can we rest in that, right? Like, can we rest in the presence? So that first meditation, the gift is presence. And our second meditation, I'm going to talk about it and then we'll figure out what we're going to say the meditation is, because I had a lot I wanted to talk about like inspiration, right? And the fact that, and this goes back to that silence and the sweet sound. I have a friend that's a writer, and you know, she was like, you know, Camila, I don't wait till I'm inspired and then start writing. I start the practice. I start writing and with the expectation that inspiration is going to come, right? Because you know, I'm a word girl, and inspiration is mentally stimulated to do or feel something, right? And so we're not talking about being physically stimulated, like someone grabbing you or you have to do. I'm saying that even in the process of my friend saying like she's writing, even from that process, the inspiration comes mentally, and that's how she can produce good work through her writing. That's how she can inspire through her writing, because she sits in that. And you know, with these meditations and with these morning moments that we have, like I literally have no idea. Like sometimes I wake up, I'm like, I got nothing. And in the stillness, right? And in I'm trying not to make this woohoo for you guys. Like in the stillness or in music, or I'll just start to like be okay with, you know, maybe I won't have anything for our community today, and we'll just chat. And in that moment when I let go and I sit still, then the inspiration comes. And I literally always have something to share. And there are moments when I have that inspiration where I'm like, oh no, I want to share that on Friday because that's Friday's this. And, you know, and it's like, I'm trusting that the inspiration is going to come. So if I get inspired with the meditation today, I share it today. Trusting and knowing that inspiration will come every day, right? Like that's a big trust walk, right? So whenever I have a meditation for everyone, I don't like store it and hold it or hoard it. You know, I don't hoard it for later. If I get it and it rests upon me, I give it out, right? I give it out. And that's the trust walk. And we're all called to have a trust walk of some sort, right? So you can have a trust walk. First of all, you should have a trust walk with yourself, with whatever your practice is. We have a trust walk with our partners, with people that we submit to, that we humble ourselves to, that we're okay being vulnerable with. So like being okay with that trust walk, and whomever that you're in a trust walk with, even if this season it's about you being in a trust walk with yourself, like the gift is always present, right? I can't say that enough. Like even if you're sitting, you know, even sometimes, you know how you're sitting across from someone and you're engaged and you're present and you're like the only person in the room is this person sitting across from you. And people have a hard time with someone being completely present, like looking in the whites of their eyes and completely ready to receive whatever they have for you. And what will happen at times is that they'll start talking more, right? Because they don't know how to react to someone that is completely open to who they are and is allowing them to be in the fullness of who they are. So that is the biggest gift you can give someone, right? The biggest gift you can give someone and give yourself is the gift of presence. So what are our meditations? The first one is the gift is presence, like being completely present for yourself and as you engage with whomever is in front of you at that time. And then our second meditation is, you know, inspiration. And where does inspiration come from? Inspiration comes, so we have presence, we have inspiration. So inspiration comes in that sweet sound of presence, right? Inspiration comes in the stillness of a trust walk, right? Inspiration comes when we can be completely like whole and open to give and receive in intimate moments. Like that's when inspiration happens. And so that's the dwelling place, right? And so when I founded Mela Lifestyle as a brand, our heart is always to say who we are in the world, we are that way in our home. Like if I like scan my apartment, like as I would, let's not talk about like beauty, but like as peaceful as this looks right here in this moment, like my home is peaceful as well. And so I have to walk out what I'm talking to you, which is we can be who we are completely at home, and our home is our dwelling place, right? Our home is our place. I like to say a soft place, you know, I like to be a soft place where people can land, right? You know, we become that soft place where people can receive. We become that soft place where people can be cared for and safe, right? I think, you know, for a time in my life that was really big about being safe. So really looking at how we're inspired. Inspiration comes from that dwelling place, and that we can come back home, right? That in the moments, like if you're at a time right now where like, Camila, I'm not home, I'm staying with my parents, or I have to, my roommates broke up, or I'm still in the dorms, or whatever that is that don't think of coming back home, like come home, right? Like don't, and even the idea of saying that, like that's weighty, right? But don't think of home in terms of your family home, right? Don't think of home in terms of your mailing address. I want you to think that I'm coming back home to myself, right? Because this is how we're ending the year, right? We're looking at drawing closer. We're looking at going into the trenches. We're looking at, recognizing that sweet sound and building that trust walk and having those intimate moments. And above all, we're coming back home to ourselves, because I want to encourage you is that if you can be at home with yourself, then you can be present for others. Like I can't, I fill my cup so I can pour out to others. But if my cup is not full, I can't pour out to others. Women that I work with, I tell them, like, you're the thermometer of the home. That, and I don't want to gender it, but like, whoever is in the home, like that's the thermometer. You don't want to come into an environment, you don't want to come into a place, into an evening, and if the person's off, then the evening's off, right? And so we really want to look at being still, knowing what our dwelling place is, trusting that inspiration is going to come mentally, and hearing that sweet, sweet sound of hope. So thank you for joining me this morning on the Journey of Mela Lifestyle. I wanted to make it short and sweet. I always want to give you everything I got, and I just we're going to figure out like how it's going to work for my birthday is next Wednesday. So that's the 23rd. So I'm trying to figure out if we're going to continue, and you guys let me know if you want to continue the meditations throughout the holiday, or we could break next week and then start fresh on New Year's. But look for our next In the Kitchen series this weekend. We're doing, again, if you just are joining us, so you're going to go back and listen later, or if you're listening on the podcast, we're doing jumbo shrimp and burrata pasta, and we're going to do an arugula and cherry tomato salad. Yeah. Okay, so like I start talking about food, and then I get inspired, and everything changes. So, ciao for now. Thanks for joining me this morning on the Journey of Mela Lifestyle. Take care.